Hi, welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. Our names are very important to us. Our names represent who we are and what we stand for. When our names are spoken, our reputations come to mind. In the Bible, there are a couple examples where God would change the name of a person to signify a change in purpose, a change in life, change in character. And I'd like to notice a couple examples of that as we can learn from these name changes. First of all, in Genesis chapter 25, we read about the birth of two twin brothers, Jacob and Esau. Before they were born, it was prophesied that the older brother would serve the younger brother. And that's even foreshadowed in their actual birth. When the brothers were born, Esau came out first, Jacob came out second, but Jacob was holding on to the heel of Esau. And that's why he was given the name Jacob, which means heel catcher. The name also means supplanter. And that name was really an indication about what's going to happen with Jacob in his coming life. Jacob became very manipulative in how he was trying to secure the blessing of God. He took advantage of Esau in a moment of desperation to get a birthright from Esau. Later on, he's very manipulative with his mother and deceiving his father Isaac for Isaac to give him a blessing of the firstborn. After a long series of events, though, in Genesis chapter 32, moving forward in time, we see where Jacob's name is changed. He wrestles with an angel of the Lord, which is a very strange and unusual thing to happen for sure. And this struggle goes on all night. And finally, the angel of the Lord touches the hip of Jacob and puts his hip out of joint. And the struggle ends in that moment. The angel at the end of the struggle, though, says that your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have striven with God and with men and have prevailed. The event here is important. It's perplexing in God and Jacob wrestling with this angel. But the point seems to be that God is teaching Jacob that, well, you can't secure this blessing by being cunning and being manipulative, but this blessing is secured by the grace of God. It's God who gives the blessing. But to Jacob's credit, though, he holds on tightly to the Lord. And so this name change is given, indicating that God is the one who gives the blessing. He is the one upon whom Jacob needed to rely, not his own strength. Another example where there's a name change is found in John chapter 1. In John chapter 1, there are two brothers who meet Jesus, who meet the Messiah for the very first time. Andrew goes and gets his brother Simon, and they go to meet Jesus. Andrew rather tells Simon that we have found the Messiah, and he brought him to Jesus. Jesus looks at Simon, and he says, "You are Simon, the son of John. You shall be called Cephas," which means Peter. That's a strange thing to happen. If parents give their children names, and that is a parent's right to name their child. It's a representation of authority of the parent over the child. So why would Jesus change the name of Simon, change the name of a grown man? Certainly it's a symbol of the authority that Jesus has, but it also is showing how there's a change in life that's going to take place with Simon. He's given a new name. He's given a new life. He's given a new purpose. There's a new work to which he's going to devote his life in proclaiming the message of the Messiah. Which brings us to our third name change. In Isaiah chapter 62, Isaiah prophesies about how God's people would be called by a new name. They wouldn't just be called Israelites any longer. They'd be called something different. In Isaiah chapter 62 and verses 2 through 4, it says, "The nations shall see your righteousness, and all the kings your glory. And you shall be called by a new name that the mouth of the Lord will give. And you shall be a crown of beauty in the hand of the Lord, and a royal diadem in the hand of your God. You shall no more be termed forsaken, and your land shall no more be termed desolate. But you shall be called, My delight is in her, and your land married. For the Lord delights in you, and your land shall be married. And verse 12, it concludes, And they shall be called the holy people, the redeemed of the Lord, and you shall be sought out, a city not forsaken. That prophecy ultimately is fulfilled as people believe and obey Jesus as the Christ. In Acts chapter 11 and verse 26, we notice that the disciples of Jesus are called something different for the very first time. Now they're called Christians. This newly reconstituted family, these new members of God's family, they're called Christians. They are representatives of Christ. They have devoted their lives to Him. They have been obedient to Him. They're serving His purposes in the world, and their very name indicates that. So in conclusion, has God changed your name? Well, He's not going to change your name like He changed Jacob's or like He changed Simon's, but He'll change your name as you obey the gospel. As you obey Christ, you can wear the name of your Savior and promote His cause in the world. By being baptized into Christ, you can be given a new name, a new life, and a new hope. Well, I hope the study has been interesting for you today, and I hope that you'll join me next time. Until then, have a nice day.